Om Shri Sai Ram. Dear students, in the subject Indian history, the topic Kushanas, in part 2, today we are going to learn about the conquest of Kanishka. Before we go into the conquest part of Kanishka, can we have a short recap of what we have dealt in the last class? Last class, we studied about the origin of Kushanas and we dealt with the political history of Kushanas and the three important Kushan rulers. In the origin of Kushanas, we talked about they belonged to a tribe called Yushchi. They came to India through the northwestern borders. They conquered Sakas, Greeks and others, and they established a stronghold in Indus and Gangetic plain. Slowly, they gave up their nomadic way of life. They became more civilized. On the topic of political history, we talked about D.C. Sirkar's comment that it is the empire which had a vast empire after the fall of Mauryas. They marked an important epoch in the history of India, and it is a period of political unity as well as it marked a beginning in the cultural development of India. Then we dealt with the three important Kushan rulers, Kujula Kadphises, Kadphises I, Vema Kadphises or Kadphises II, and Kanishka, the third important Kushan ruler. In Kujula Kadphises, we talked about he is a real founder of Kushan Empire by uniting many of the Kushan groups, and he laid the foundation for the powerful monarchy. He extended his kingdom in India till Takshashila. He conquered most part of Bactria, Parthia and Indus region, and then he issued coins and he was the contemporary of Roman Emperor Claudius. Next we talked about Vema Kadphises, the successor of Kujula Kadphises. He ruled for 10 years. In the short period, he conquered the whole of northwestern India and he extended his kingdom till Mathura. He issued gold coins with the title the Lord of the whole world. He invaded China too. He didn't get success, but his empire extended till the Roman Empire in the west. He became a Shaivite. And next we talked about the great Kushan ruler Kanishka. He ruled from 78 to 102 CE, 120 CE. Next we talked about his comparison with Chandragupta Maurya for his military power and Ashoka for his patronage to Buddhism, and he was projected as the founder of Saka era. His empire consists of Persia, Afghanistan, Punjab and Sindh. These places he inherited from his father Vema Kadphises, and he extended his empire by his own conquests. And when we talked about the greatness of Kanishka, we extolled him as a great victor, a capable administrator. He administered single-handedly his whole empire. And then we talked about his tolerant in religion. Every individual led a very peaceful life in his kingdom. As a promoter of Buddhism, he is the convener of the last Buddhist council, and then he takes steps in compiling the commentary of the holy books, Tripitakas, which is called Mahavibhasha. As the person of literary interest, he encouraged the scholars to write books in Sanskrit on Buddhism as well as on secular subjects. Ashwagosha wrote Buddha Charitra and Charaka wrote Charaka Samhite, and Mahavibhasha was compiled. As a lover of art, Mathura as well as Gandhara art flourished under his rule, and as a lover of as a builder of stupas, he built so many monuments, stupas, images of Buddha in his territory. Now let us know about the conquests of Kanishka. We already know he is a great warrior. We have already dealt these topics in the introduction. So, when we talk about the conquest of Kanishka, we have to learn in 4 headings. The first one being his conquest of Kashmir. Kashmir is his first conquest. He had a great love for Kashmir. In fact, it is said that Kanishka wanted to be buried in Kashmir, you know, and he built or he laid the foundation for a great town called Kanishkapura. Now it is called as Srinagar. Now also if you go to that place, you can see so many monuments, public buildings, images of Buddha, as well as so many stupas in Kanishkapura. And we have a reference also in a very important Indian history book authenticated by the world renowned historians, the great Rajatarangini. It was written by a scholar Kolhana. Actually, this book is about the history of Kashmir. In that book, we have a reference about the conquest of Kashmir by Kanishka. The second important kingdom conquered by Kanishka is the great Magadhan Empire. Some scholars said that he conquered only the part of Magadhan Empire. So when he conquered Magadhan Empire, he entered into Pataliputra. He conquered the capital of Magadhan Empire, that is Pataliputra. There he happened to meet the great Buddhist philosopher Ashwagosha. Till that time, he was the follower of Hinduism. He is a great staunch devotee of Shiva. But after he met the great Buddhist philosopher Ashwagosha, he embraced Buddhism and he supported the Mahayana sect of Buddhism. As we all know, Mahayana sect of Buddhism support the image worship, ritualistic worship, and accept Buddha as God incarnate, and also they worship bodhisattvas, that is Buddhist monk, everything. So after this Magadhan conquest, his concentration went to the Saka satraps. The next, he waged war against the Saka satraps. So here we need to know there are two different groups of Saka satraps. The first one is northern satraps. These satraps were ruling from Takshashila. The second is western satraps. They were ruling from Maharashtra. So Kanishka waged a series of battles, not a single war, series of battles against very powerful Saka satrap, especially the northern Saka satraps of Punjab and Mathura. He defeated and he established his supremacy in whole of North India. After he conquered North India, he turned his attention towards China. He waged a war against China. For what? Why he invaded China? There is a reason for it. We already have known that his father Vema Kadphises once invaded China, but he did not get success, is it not? So, because he got defeated, that Kushan rulers had to pay an annual tribute to the Chinese kings. After Kanishka conquered whole of North India, he became very confident and he stopped paying taxes to Chinese king and he invaded China. And he had to face a very powerful Chinese general called Pan Chao. So he was very much badly defeated by Pan Chao. He had to return back and he made preparations after that and he made a second fresh attack on China. But at this juncture, the general whom Kanishka was defeated, Pan Chao, had died. His son Pan Chiang was the new general who led the Chinese forces. And also at that point in time in China there was a chaos and confusion. So it is very easy for Kanishka to win over Chinese forces led by this new general Pan Chiang. That is how he annexed 3 important Chinese provinces: Kashnagar, Yarkand and Khotan. First, when the Kanishka was defeated by Panchao, it was a setback in his political career. But after that, when he conquered Panchayam, he became victorious and he got the title that the first Indian ruler who established territories outside Indian subcontinent. Before we go into the extent of Kanishka's empire, let us have a quick recap of the conquest of Kanishka. So Kashmir is his first conquest, and Kanishkapura is a town founded by Kanishka, and his empire comprises of Persia, Afghanistan, Punjab and Mathura. He extended his empire by his own conquest. His first conquest, Kashmir, had a reference in the book Kolhana's Rajatarangini, and then he conquered the second important kingdom, Magadha. There he met in the capital of Magadha. There he met Ashwagosha, the great Buddhist scholar. Next, he waged war against Saka satraps, especially the northern Saka satraps of Punjab and Mathura. He established supremacy in whole of North India. After conquering the whole of North India, he turned his attention towards China. He invaded China, and the Chinese general Pan Shao, why he invaded China, we had a story, because when the Vema Katphisis invaded China, he got defeated. So he had to pay annual tribute to the Chinese king, and it was followed during his Kanishka's tenure also. After he conquered North India, he stopped paying taxes and he invaded China. That time Pan Chao was the Chinese general, but he was badly defeated in the battle. It is a great setback in his political career indeed. Next, after making preparations, he made a second fresh attack. At that time, Pan Chao had died and his son Pan Chiang was the new general. At that time it was chaos and confusion in China, so it was very easy for him to defeat Pan Chiang. That's how he annexed the three important Chinese provinces: Kashnagar, Yarkand and Khotan. So next we can move to the extent of Kanishka's empire. When you have to write the extent of Kanishka's empire, first we need to write the empire comprises Punjab, Mathura, Persia, Afghanistan, and then we will write the boundaries. So the Kanishka's empire touched the boundaries: Kashnagar in the north, Sindh in the south, Banaras in the east and Afghanistan in the west. See, Kashnagar in the north, Sindh in the south, Banaras in the east and Afghanistan in the west. And Purushapura is his capital. Now it is called as Peshawar. It is now actually in Pakistan. And Mathura is also a very important city during Kanishka's period. So he is extolled as a great victor because he is the one and only Indian ruler who established territories outside Indian subcontinent. So let us move to the home assignment section of this session. The first question is, who was the first Indian ruler who established territories outside the Indian subcontinent? Name the Chinese general who defeated Kanishka. The third question, name the town founded by Kanishka. This is very easy. The fourth question is elaborate. You have to give an elaborate answer. Explain the achievements of Kanishka. For this question, we have to write about the greatness of Kanishka as an introduction. How we dealt is Kanishka as the founder of Saka era. He got the titles Greatness of Kanishka as a lover of art, founder of stupas, as well as promoter of Buddhism, great victor, capable administrator. You can give an introduction about that. Then we can explain in detail about conquest of Kanishka under the 4 headings. What are the 4 headings? Yes, you are correct. First is conquest of Kashmir. The second one being conquest of Magadha. The third is his war against the Saka satrapas, especially the northern satraps. The fourth is his war with China. Then conclude the conquest with the extent of his empire by writing his places of conquest, Persia, Afghanistan, Punjab, Mathura, as well as his China territories like Kashnagar, Yarkand and Khotan. Then you can conclude with the one and only Indian ruler who conquered territories outside India, Indian subcontinent. You can see Kujula Kadphises reached till Takshila and Vyema Kadphises reached till Mathura, and this Kanishka reached till Kashi. He extended his empire in the North India. Also, he extended his empire in the outside Indian subcontinent. Till we meet again, thank you.